So it's that time of year again where everybody gets pissed off at the Academy for snubbing certain people, and I got up, I watched the live stream pretty early, and today I just want to talk about the nominations for the 2024 Academy Awards. We're going to go through these categories one at a time, starting with Best Picture. Now, just off the bat, the only two in here I have not seen yet are American Fiction, where I'm actually literally seeing that today, so later on I'll be able to have my opinion on that. But The Zone of Interest is also one. I've been waiting for this movie for like a month at this point, and it's finally coming to a theater near me on Friday, so I'll finally be able to see what I think of that one. But honestly, looking at the rest of the lineup, this might be the best Picture lineup we've had in a pretty long time. Except for Maestro, I think that's one of the worst fucking movies of the past 5 years at this point.
Who abandoned Snoopy in the vestibule?
It's just a movie with the sole purpose of trying to get Academy Awards, and there's nothing else to it. I just am not a fan of it. But everything else, I mean, is really good. Anatomy of a Fall, really good. Barbie, great. Holdovers, great. Killers of the Flower Moon, really good. Oppenheimer, amazing. Past Lives, amazing. Poor Things, pretty good. I just feel like it hits pretty much every cornerstone of filmmaking. You know, you have the big movies like Oppenheimer and Barbie. You have the really small movies like Poor Things and Zone of Interest. You got the big name Scorsese film. You got the smaller, newer, indie-ish movie, Anatomy of a Fall. I just think overall, it's a really solid lineup and it's a good representation of 2023 movies. So in terms of that, we have no complaints. So let's move on to directing, which I was a little taken aback by for a second. Justine here came out of nowhere for me. I didn't really have confidence they would nominate her. I think it's awesome that she's in here. I think it's actually a pretty deserving nomination. I think Anatomy of a Fall, even though I didn't love some of the camera work choices in that movie, like the Office style filmmaking, I do think it was well directed. I do think having a film with that kind of subject that doesn't give you all the answers was put together in a really great way. So it's really cool to see her. I gotta be honest though, I did expect Greta Gerwig to be here. I don't know though if I would take out any of these people and put her in there. You know, it was a good year for movies. I don't know. I would probably put her maybe over Scorsese. I don't know. Scorsese did a really good job with Killers of the Flower Moon. That's kind of undeniable, but I think Gerwig did some incredible work. Even though it was a more mainstream movie, I do think I could see reality where she deserved to get in there. No Alexander Payne or Celine Song either, but again, it was a great year for movies. I can't be too upset at this list. I think I would give it to Nolan here. I think it's his year. I think he finally deserves to win. I'm really curious to see Zone of Interest though, because everything I've heard about seems like it's a movie that would be up my alley. Actually, going back real quick, I might as well just pick the winners, right? That I think are gonna win. I think it's Oppenheimer's year. I mean, we'll see as other award shows come out what ends up happening, but it just feels like it's Oppenheimer's time. It feels like Christopher Nolan's time. If there's one movie he's made that is going to get him all the awards, it feels like it's Oppenheimer, right? Moving on to actress in a leading role. This was an interesting list as well. I'm just happy to see Lily here because she got snubbed at BAFTA, I think it was. She deserves it more than anybody else here. I know there's a lot of Emma Stone fans from that movie, and Emma Stone definitely gives a good performance. I just think Gladstone emotionally is just 10 times better. Carey Mulligan, even though I hated Maestro, she is the only good part of it, probably. Bradley Cooper does have a couple moments. I'll give it to him. I'm not going to hate too hard on the performance. I hate the movie more than his performance all the time, even though there's a lot of moments with him that I hate in that movie.
Hello. Did you just appear out of my handkerchief? Are you a genie?
I wish.
Do I get 3 wishes?
But Carey Mulligan has like a 3-scene sequence towards the end where it's literally the only redeeming part of the movie for me. Annette Bening, NYAD, is that a real movie? Is this a real movie? They keep pushing it like it is a real movie, but it's just, I don't know. It seems like nobody's talking about this. Clearly nobody's a huge fan that I know. Yeah, it just feels like one of those weird movies. You know, like when Crazy Heart came out. Do you guys remember Crazy Heart? Like the whole point of this movie was just to get Jeff Bridges an Academy Award. It's just like movies like these, just I don't care about. Like Still Alice. Did anybody see Still Alice? Again, these types of movies where it just feels like it's meant for the performance, for a big time actress or actor to get an Academy Award. Just those types of movies I don't really care about. So I haven't seen NYAD. Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe. It's awesome to see Sandra in here. I think she definitely deserved it. I would have loved to see Greta Lee in here, but of the 4 I've seen, I don't know who I would put her over. I mean, personally, I'd put her over everyone except Gladstone, but that's just me. I'm really surprised Margot Robbie's not in here, considering there's one nomination that really surprised me that we'll get to later. Again, I haven't seen NYAD, so I can't say if Annette Bening deserves to be here or not because I just haven't seen it. But my gut feeling is Margot Robbie or Greta Lee should probably be in this spot. Okay, moving on to actor in a leading role. I just talked about Cooper. I'm reading it in. I think the makeup is better than the performance most of the times. I don't think the performance is as consistent as I would like it to be. Rustin also feels in that NYAD group to me where it's just for the performance, because I haven't heard the best things about the movie. I haven't seen it, but apparently everyone that has says Coleman Domingo is legitimately great in it, so I can't be mad about that pick. Paul Giamatti, this is interesting because I do love The Holdovers. The Holdovers was one of my favorite movies of last year. I don't think the movie is like an Academy Award-y type of movie, even though I do love it. I think it's cool that it's getting Academy Awards. I don't think Paul Giamatti gives one of the best performances of all time or anything like that. I don't think it's like an Oscar-winning performance. He's really good in it, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if I would put him here. I would probably put DiCaprio over him, even though I'm cool with them taking DiCaprio out to put Giamatti in, if that makes sense, from my personal how I feel about Paul Giamatti. I love the guy. But if we're comparing which performance is better, I do think DiCaprio was probably better. We got Cillian, who I think that was probably the most obvious nomination. Probably will win, I will say. And again, I'm seeing American Fiction later, but I hear Jeffrey Wright's great. And that reminds me, I didn't even pick who I think is going to win here. It's probably between Lily and Emma Stone. I want it to be Lily. I'm gonna go with Lily. I'm just gonna make that happen. If Emma Stone wins, I'm gonna be like, okay. But if Lily Gladstone wins for that, I'm gonna be very happy. We got cinematography, and what is this movie? So many of the smaller movies I just didn't see. Oh wait, Pablo Larraín. What? I missed a Pablo Larraín movie this year? Where the hell did this come from? Okay, maybe I will have to watch this. I'm not surprised now actually that it did get cinematography, because these two movies, I mean, they're both shot beautifully. I'm a huge fan of Jackie. I didn't even know this existed. I'm such a bad film buff. Killers of the Flower Moon, understand. Maestro is shot awfully, I think. The black and white imagery in Maestro is disgusting to look at. It's so digital. It just feels like they brought in Premiere and just turned down the saturation. I think it looks horrendous, personally. Cool to see Oppenheimer here. Love Hoyt van Hoytema. I don't know if I would consider it one of the best shot movies of the year. I mean, but with all the IMAX cameras and stuff and the close-ups of the faces for that aspect ratio, there's a lot of cool stuff in Oppenheimer. So I can understand why it's here. I just think Hoyt and Nolan have done better work in this kind of department. And Poor Things, yeah, it's unique cinematography. I like the use of the wide-angle lenses a lot in Poor Things, so cool with that one, I guess. In terms of who I think is gonna win, I also gotta let you know I'm not into the Academy Awards like this anymore. I'm not stalking the predictions and all that, so I don't really know where the voting is gonna go, but when in doubt, I'm just gonna go with Oppenheimer this year. I think it's gonna be a big Oppenheimer year for sure. Visual effects. Now this is interesting because I think Godzilla -1 absolutely deserves to be here. And it's weird because I don't think necessarily it's the best visual effects, but it's the story around the visual effects, right? It's the fact that this movie like cost less than 15 million and they use that 15 million to the max. And I've never seen a budget use that well, so I could see an argument why this should win. Napoleon and some of the CGI was the worst part of the movie. I thought the film worked best when it was using as much practical stuff as possible, and then the CGI kind of took me out of it a little bit. Dead Reckoning Part 1 I thought had terrible CGI, more so than any of the other Mission Impossible movies. I'm talking about the most 3 recent Mission Impossible movies. Like the whole train sequence just looked so fake and bad. When your whole franchise is about Tom Cruise doing crazy shit, I just feel like if you have bad CGI to try and make it look cooler, it just kind of ruins the whole point of the movie. I don't know. I'm probably alone on that. Guardians 3, yeah, I could see it. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. Makes sense. The creator, I think, see, these two are in like the same category, right? Where the creator costs definitely more than Godzilla -1, but not the craziest budget for this film. And it was shot on a Sony FX. I forget which one. It's like a $5,000 camera, a $3,500 camera, maybe an FX3. What was the creator shot on? Yep, Sony FX3. There we go. I would give it to one of these two. The cheer that Godzilla got, I think Godzilla is gonna win it, but I think creator is also, if I was personally picking, I would give it to the creator, but Godzilla -1 is probably gonna win, and I think they're both deserving. Now we got sound, which is not sound editing and sound mixing anymore, it's just sound. Cool to see the creator twice. I don't think the creator is necessarily one of the best movies of last year, but I think visually speaking, in terms of the world it was building, I do think it was a cool movie, and I'm glad to see it twice on here. These two, I'm kind of like, okay. Oppenheimer makes sense. Zone of Interest, the only thing I see about this movie is everyone says best sound design of all time, so I guess it deserves to be here. You know how many movies people come out of and everyone says the same thing where the sound is the best part? That never fucking happens. So for that, I'm gonna say Zone of Interest wins this one. We got film editing, which used to kind of be, I don't know if it still is, but it was kind of the short list of what's gonna win Best Picture. Like, for the most part, I have to look this up. So these 10 right here, right, are the only ones in Best Picture history to win Best Picture without being nominated for Best Editing. And Birdman barely had editing. That was kind of the point of that. So since 1980, it's pretty much been a guarantee. If you're nominated for editing, then you have 1 in 5 shot at winning Best Picture. I think you gotta give it to Jennifer Lane for Oppenheimer here. It's just so well edited. Okay, put it this way. Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon, right? Oppenheimer is a 3-hour movie that feels like 2.5. Killers of the Flower Moon is what, 3.5 hours? And it feels like 3.5 hours. To me, I love Thelma. She's probably the best to ever do it. It's Jennifer's year. Give it to her. Production design, solid list right here. Can't lie. I do find it weird that Asteroid City's not here. It didn't get anything all day. And if it was gonna get one thing, like, I would definitely give Asteroid City production design over Napoleon. I could make an argument where it deserves it over all 5 of these, honestly. But in terms of what's gonna win, see, these are the categories. If I did more research, I would have an educated guess. Barbie and Poor Things are just so weird that I could see either of them getting it. I'm gonna go with Barbie. Barbie had some crazy nominations today, and we're gonna get to it, but I would probably think it's gonna be Barbie, and I think I would give it to Barbie too. Animated feature film. Did anything get snubbed here? I think Mickey's probably pissed that Wish didn't get anything. Where's TMNT? Oh yeah, I heard Suzumi's good, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles I thought was fine. I don't know if I would put it in here, but I haven't seen Nimona either, or Robot Dreams. Seems like Spider-Verse will take this with all the hype it's gotten, but I would not be surprised if The Boy and the Heron upsets it at all. Personally, I like Across the Spider-Verse a little bit more than The Boy and the Heron. I think it's gonna be Spider-Man. Could be wrong, but I think it's gonna be Spider-Man. International feature film. Zone of Interest is the only one here nominated for Best Picture, so you tell me which one you think is gonna win. Documentary short film. Just like every year, I'm not in the know enough to know which shorts are going to do the best. The ABCs of book banning sounds relevant to today, so that's going to be my pick. Documentary feature film. I didn't watch any documentaries last year because I'm a terrible person. I've been wanting to watch 20 Days of Mariupol for a while now. It just, again, it's what is being talked about in the past couple years, right? I mean, how could you not say this? So I think this is going to end up winning, and that's me not knowing much about the other 4. I heard Four Daughters is really good. I think I heard good things about Eternal Memory as well. But yeah, I think that's going to end up being the winner. I don't know if Beyond Utopia was eligible for anything, but I heard a lot of great things about that one as well. So that could be a potential snub. I don't know. Original score. I mean, Indiana Jones, it's the same Indiana Jones. I don't know why this is here. American Fiction is sneaking in everywhere, man. But come on, this is Oppenheimer's year. Didn't he make this in like 4 days or something ridiculous? Never mind. I heard a random fucking fact then because I was so off. I gotta be honest though, besides Oppenheimer this year, I can't think of any other like huge, like I feel like a lot of other years there's like 3 to 4 to 5 movies that have incredible scores and are just super memorable. I don't remember really any this year besides the Oppenheimer one. So I think it's gonna win, and I think it deserves to win. Original song, we got 2 from Barbie here. Is it weird if I'm Just Ken wins? I don't know. But What Was I Made For is legitimately like a really good song. Not saying I'm Just Ken is not a good song, but you know what I mean. This one right here. This one got everyone teary-eyed. Actress in a supporting role. Okay, let's talk about it. America Ferrera. I said this 5 or 6 days ago, so don't come at me saying I'm joining the hate bandwagon now. I put Barbie in my top 10 favorite movies of the year, and this is what I said. I thought the America Ferrera monologue was a little bit cringe, admittedly, but the rest of the film just feels so genuine in its approach to the subject. I think it's kind of fucking wild that she's in here. America Ferrera is great, don't get me wrong, but in the Barbie movie, I mean, this person said it, please be serious. At the same time though, I don't think this was the most stacked category this year. I feel like every year there's always one category where, at least in an acting category, it's not as heavily stacked, and this feels like of the 4, it's this one this year. We got another NYAD performance in here. I have not seen The Color Purple yet, but Color Purple just got snubbed in everything today, I guess. Emily Blunt, I've been saying it since I saw the movie. The handshake denial at the end, I said give her the award for just that. That's the best stare maybe in film history. Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers, she was really good. It seems like this is her year. It seems like she's getting all the praise for the movie. I think Emily Blunt is better. Personally, that's who I would give it to here. A lot of people think Sandra Hüller should have got 2 nominations this year because she got nominated for Anatomy of a Fall, but apparently she's amazing in The Zone of Interest as well. So after I see that, maybe I'll think she deserves it by a mile, even though she's not even nominated. But yeah, this is a weird choice. But at least I saw it, you know? It's not NYAD over here. Nominees for original screenplay. The fact that Maestro is here is a crime against humanity.
I'm going to go take a big dump.
This is just a catastrophe in my book. Past Lives, cool to see that in here. May December, not my favorite, but I think it's cool that if it's getting something genuinely, the idea and the story of May December and the entire concept around it and how it focuses on actors kind of transforming into roles of people they play that are really shitty people. I think that part of May December and Charles Melton, who we'll get to soon, are the best parts of it. So I'm cool with May December being here. The Holdovers, it's funny, it's a good time, understand, it's got emotional moments as well. Anatomy of a Fall, I think I would give it, I mean, I'm such a Past Lives fan. Oh man, this is actually, it's between these 3 for me. I think The Holdovers is going to win it because I think if The Holdovers is winning anything besides Divine Joy Randolph, I think it would be maybe this is like a pity award for not winning Best Picture. If it was up to me, I think I would go Past Lives. So, I mean, just whoever wrote those 2 or 3 hugs in the movie alone deserves something. Best Adapted Screenplay, on the other hand, I still agree Barbie should probably be an original somehow. I know it's adapted from a toy, but isn't Maestro adapted from somebody's life too, and that's an original? I'm no expert on all those types of rules, so you can tell me why in the comment section why Maestro is somehow an original and Barbie is stuck here, but I guess between these 2, they might do the thing where this is Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, and maybe they give Barbie the screenplay so Oppenheimer takes picture, especially because Gerwig got snubbed. So I think Barbie's gonna end up taking it. I am surprised there's no Killers of the Flower Moon here. I gotta be honest with you, but I haven't seen American Fiction yet. I would put Killers of the Flower Moon over Poor Things, but that's just me. Animated short film. I'm not gonna act like I know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna research anything for you. Letter to a Pig. That's my choice, okay? Nominees for live action short film. I think this is so unfucking fair. I would be so upset if I was these other 4 teams right here, being like, fuck, I gotta go up against Wes Anderson. My 1 year I get my chance. The 1 year I have a shot at an Academy Award that no one really talks about. I could have snuck in, got the trophy, and they're gonna give it to fucking Wes Anderson. I would be so pissed. I mean, I'd be surprised if someone else gets it. I'd be shocked, honestly, if anybody gets it besides Wes Anderson. Makeup and hairstyling. Gold. What the fuck is Golda? Nobody's seen it. 1.5 stars, top review. I have never heard of this. Has anybody? Why is it even getting makeup? Isn't that how Helen Mirren usually? I can't do it. After all the controversy, Maestro sneaks in to makeup and hairstyling because Bradley Cooper got the different nose. Man, what a time. Oppenheimer, I mean, Cillian Murphy looked fucking sick at the end of it. So, and I don't know if that one guy actually looks like Einstein in real life, but he looked pretty crazy. I think it's gonna go to Maestro. I feel like a lot of times when it's the type of makeup that transforms an actor's appearance, they go with that. So that'll be an interesting acceptance speech. Costume design, I don't know if there's anything here that was snubbed. I think they're all pretty good. I think Barbie and Oppenheimer are gonna be taking a lot of awards in different categories. I think Barbie has got to get costume design. It's so colorful. It looks like the Barbie dream house. You couldn't have made a Barbie movie look better than that. And I think Poor Things has a better chance of getting production design, maybe? No, Barbie would maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm switching my production design choice to Barbie and costume design choice for Poor Things, or Barbie takes both. I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna guess Barbie gets both, and if I'm wrong on one, hey, I'm 1 for 2 on those categories. And our last one, actor in a supporting role. No Willem Dafoe, which I know was a big thing. He got nominated over Ruffalo somewhere. Was it SAG that happened? But Ruffalo made the cut. Charles Melton. Like I said, I didn't love May December. I liked it. I didn't love it. But I do think he was the best part of that movie. I probably would put him over Ryan Gosling. I know there's a lot of love for Ryan Gosling getting the Oscar this year. I think Ryan Gosling was perfectly cast as Ken. I don't know if it's an Academy Award level performance personally, but here we are. It's a great performance, don't get me wrong. I think I would put Charles in over him. And American Fiction I haven't seen yet. I'm seeing it tonight, so I'll see if Sterling K. Brown is worthy of the Academy Awards. Sterling K. Brown is a great actor, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gives an amazing performance in that movie. It seems like Robert Downey Jr. is going to end up taking it. I think that would be my pick as well. Again, haven't seen this, but the other three performances are great. I can't lie. But if I was picking and who I think they're going to pick, I think it's Robert Downey Jr.'s year. You know, it feels like a lot of people in Oppenheimer, it's their year. And I feel like Robert Downey Jr. is getting his Academy Award this year. And I guess that's all the awards. And I guess I gotta watch Golda and NYAD. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I appreciate you joining me talking about the Academy Award nominations this year. I feel like overall, solid year for nominations. There's plenty of years where we bitch and moan about who got nominated, who didn't get nominated. I think for the most part, they did a pretty good job this year. If you liked the video, be sure to give the video a like, because that really helps the algorithm out a lot and helps me get paid a little bit. You know, I'd love to make $2 off this, but if I don't, that's okay. I don't do raw reactions like this often, but if you like my opinions on things, I make videos all the time now. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss me talking about these types of movies. I might talk about the Oscars again, but also any big movie. Well, not any big movie. I talk about every single movie. It could be small, it could be big, it could be a blockbuster, it could be an indie movie, it could be an Oscar movie, it could be a Sundance movie. I'm going to be talking about Sundance in a couple days. So if you're into that, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my thoughts. But comment down below, who was your biggest snub of the day? Who are you happiest to see nominated? Just let me know. I want to know what you guys are thinking out there, because this is the fun time of the year for us. This is our Super Bowl. You know what I mean? We get to talk about these things and have conversations, which is awesome. And I guess that's it. So this is Chase. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks.